Hey, I shouldn't be telling you this, but if you skip this part of the video, you will miss out on the deal of a lifetime. If you click the link in the description, you will see that Atlas VPN are giving out an offer to get a 3-year subscription for just $1.83 per month. That's less than Netflix's latest price increase. Plus, it comes with 3 months for free and a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's the best VPN on the market, and you can use it to watch shows that are not available on streaming services in your country. So you can watch Friends on UK Netflix, no matter where you are in the world, as long as you have a subscription to Netflix. You can even use it on unlimited devices, so everyone in your house can watch Friends on UK Netflix at once. And they keep your searches private, so that we'll all finally stop spying on you. But remember, time is of the essence if you want to get this offer. Just $1.83 per month to get a 3-year subscription by clicking the link in the description below.
Am I the asshole for having a photo of my son's DNA test framed and hanging in the living room? I am 32, met my wife 3 years ago. We got married 9 months ago. We have a baby boy together that she got pregnant with while we were engaged. My wife used to be AS_X worker. No judgment on that, please. She did what she had to do to survive. My parents were always being skeptical about her and lot of times asked if I want to settle down with her. When she got pregnant, they went nuts and demanded a DNA test. They refused to attend the wedding till the DNA test was done, which caused a huge problem. They ended up missing the wedding, obviously. The test was done because my wife wanted to prove a point, and eventually my parents made amends and we reconciled. They started visiting and yesterday noticed the photo of the DNA test that I hang in the living room. They asked about it and I told that it serves as a reminder for why they didn't attend my wedding. They were stunned and livid when I mentioned that I tell any guest the same thing I told them. Mom and Dad were mad and asked me repeatedly to take it down, saying I'm being too harsh on them and refusing to let go of the past, as well as embarrassing them to the other family members. I refused to take it down, and I admit being sarcastic in my response, saying, "It goes with the Hoy's decor." They begged, then refused to come over anymore till I remove it. My brother thinks it's petty and childish and said I should take it down. Alright, I'm editing some stuff in. First of all, my wife does not mind having the photo up. She laughs about it sometimes, but she's still carrying some hurt that was caused by what happened. And second of all, no, she no longer does S_X work, it's all in the past. And did I mention that my brother and I aren't close? He's known as the crackhead in the family. So that's that. How does your wife feel about her past being a continued topic for public conversation? That's really the only thing that matters. ETA. Op replied, his wife is on board with it, although still hurt by his family's reactions. Not the asshole for having it where his parents can see it, but I feel like he should rethink his strategy going forward. There could be other ramifications as his child gets older. Not the asshole, is it petty? Yes it is. Is it your right to be petty? Yes it is. Not the asshole, it's my kinda petty. But take it down before your child is old enough to notice and ask questions. Take it down saying I'm being too harsh on them and refusing to let go of the past. Funny how that only works when it's in favor of them, but not when they were asked to let go of the fact that your wife did what she had to survive. Not the asshole. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Would I be the asshole if I refused to cook the roast more than medium rare? Thanksgiving is right around the corner and my wife and I, 27F, 29M, are making plans to host our family. I'm doing the bulk of the cooking, including a rib roast. I'm excited, since it's one of my favorite dishes and I much prefer it to turkey. We've been fortunate this year to be able to afford a good one. I plan on cooking it to a medium rare temperature since that's what I and most people in general prefer. And, objectively, it's juicier and more tender that way. My wife is annoyed by this and says I should make it medium well or well done, since her and her parents don't like it bloody. That's not blood, but whatever. I told her that they can eat the end slices, which tend to be more cooked than the bulk of the roast. And if that's still too bloody, they can nuke their piece after it's cut. I think this makes perfect sense. Obviously, if I were making steaks, each one could be made to the preferred doneness of each person. But this is one expensive piece of meat, and I don't want to ruin all of it when the solution is clear. You can always cook a piece more. You can't uncook it. Wibta? My wife says I am, and that this is my way of imposing my pretentious preferences onto everyone at Thanksgiving. Just cut the raw roast in half, and take one out sooner. My friend, learn to compromise and meet your partner halfway. Little shit like this has a tendency to build up into other stuff. There is a way in everyday life to have your cake and eat it too. Also yes. YWBTA. Choose a better hill to die on, man. Edit. Thanks for all the upvotes and awards. Info. If this is an expensive cut of meat that only you will enjoy the way you plan to prepare it, why in the world are you wasting it on a day in which your guests will have to stand in line microwaving their plates one by one? A slice of Mr. Beef turns into MWD pretty quick in a hot cast iron pan. That's how a steakhouse does it on prime rib night. Cooking the whole roast to that doneness would be a terrible waste. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for berating my sister for doing my husband's laundry? My F31 sister F23 moved in with me and my husband M29 a week ago. She does not contribute money but takes on lots of house chores as a way to compensate for it. She'd cook, clean, organize, vacuum, etc. Yesterday, I was at work and came home and found that she'd done my husband's laundry. I was stunned as I felt this was not her place, nor was it appropriate because for one I always do his laundry, and more importantly, I did not think it was appropriater for her to be looking at his underwear. She downplayed the whole thing, saying it was no big deal and that she saw that I was struggling with work and then kids and wanted to help me by doing the laundry. I told her she shouldn't have done it, but my husband didn't react and she used that to support her argument, saying no one thinks it's a big deal except me. We argued and she shut me down, then started crying, saying she meant well and was trying to help out. But I couldn't help but think this was not her place. My husband told me to drop it, but I can't shake this weird feeling I got. He told me I should apologize to her for berating her, but I refused. Seeing a man's underwear has never made me want to fuck them, lol. Take a deep breath. My wife is a part-time nanny. Even though her job description does not include doing the family's laundry, sometimes she does it as a way of keeping busy. That includes the husband's underwear. Big deal. It's just clothes. Repeat as necessary. It's just clothes. You should be thankful that your guest is trying to compensate for your generosity by doing chores rather than being a lazy slouch and doing nothing. You are the asshole and you really should apologize. You are the asshole. You are making a nothing into a huge big deal. Who gives a flying fig? Your husband wears underwear. Not a big shock. I did not think it was appropriater for her to be looking at his underwear. Did you teleport in from the 50s? That's such a weird thing to be concerned about. Am I the asshole for kicking my sister out over a photo of my husband's first wife? I recently kicked my sister out of our home for the way she reacted to a photo of my husband and his first wife. I met him a few months after she died in a car accident, got married 2 years after that. We've been together 6 years. He was devastated when she died. I told him I never expected to replace her in any way and considered myself another chapter in his life. I was warmly accepted into the family and his circle of friends. My sister recently she fell on hard times, lost her job, apartment, and so on. We took her in. My husband has always had a home office. My sister was poking around the house when he was out, and discovered a photo of him and his first wife among the framed pictures he has. It's not their wedding photo or anything, just a typical cute couple photo. It's the only printed photo of her in the house, taken a few months before her accident. They didn't have kids, so pics are all he has. There are a lot more photos of us. I was reading on the couch when my sister came stomping into the room, holding the framed photo. She angrily asked, "Why do you let him keep a photo of his ex in your house?" I replied, "First, it's our house, and second, she's not an ex. She died in an accident and was his wife for 8 years. She was a huge part of his life. He keeps that one photo out." She replied, "An ex is anyone you've slept with who's not in the picture anymore." Me. "No, that's not how it works. She died. Sis. Doesn't matter. So what if she got pasted by a truck? An ex is an ex. You shouldn't be letting him keep any pictures." Me. "You're being extremely disrespectful to me and my husband right now. You're a guest in this house. Walk back those comments and apologize, now." Sis. "Why should I apologize? How can you let him keep pictures of an ex-fucktoy? I never knew his first wife, but I know how much she meant to him. I know how much he loves me." My sister talking about her like that insulted him, and by extension me, not to mention how disrespectful she was being to a poor woman who died young. I said, "Get your crap and leave." I didn't care that it was November in MN, or that she didn't have anywhere else to go, or any money. She had been beyond disrespectful to me and my husband, over a single small photo. Me. If you're worried about sleeping in your car this winter, you should have thought of that before insulting the people sheltering you. I made sure she was gone before my husband even got home. He was shocked when I told him what had happened, since he'd always had a polite neutral relationship with her. He thanked me for having his back. I got a call from my mom, telling me it was my responsibility to take care of my sister. I laughed and hung up. I've been asked by a few people how I could basically destroy my relationship with my sister over this, and have replied that she was the one who did so. Am I the asshole for how I handled this? Not the asshole. I'm currently dealing with stage 4 cancer and I may not have that long left. My fiancé is only 25 years old. Not only do I expect he'll be with someone after I'm gone, but I hope for it. I don't want him to spend the rest of his hopefully long life alone and mourning over me. You did exactly the right thing, and I can only hope that whoever loves my fiancé in the future will respect my memory as much as you respect your husband's first wife's. Good on you. Hands clapping, hands clapping, hands clapping, hands clapping. I got a call from my mom, telling me it was my responsibility to take care of my sister. I laughed and hung up. I like you. Not the asshole. Note she doesn't have any residency rights or the like, so there won't be any legal issues related to me kicking her out. I'm only mentioning this because I'm sure it'd come up in some comments.